Hi everyone, this is week 7, and for this assignment we had to research one of the topics involved in Plantation Boy. So I decided to pick the one that's a little closer to home for me. Being a part of the military is huge for me, and as part of the Air Force, it's almost a necessity to research the Army side of things. So I decided to research the 100th Battalion and the 442nd Regiment. So some facts I found about these two battalions and regiment is the 100th Infantry Battalion is the only infantry unit in the United States Army Reserve back in the day. So, like the story, they saw very heavy combat, which they ended up with the unofficial nickname of Purple Heart Battalion, which means a lot of men or soldiers lost their lives out there on the battlefield. It is very, very awful. The headquarters is actually Fort Shafter, which I did not know that. The units are located in Hawaii, American Samoa, Guam, as opposed to other places. So the 100th Battalion was actually the first all-Japanese American unit in the war. So that was very interesting, which kind of goes with the book itself. Their motto was actually Remember Pearl Harbor, which I think was their motivation, to fight for their rights as Japanese Americans and not have the bad name associated with Japanese. Some other bullets I have is that in 1943 they sent recruiters to the relocation camps and asked for volunteers to join a new regiment, would be the 442nd. Apparently almost 13,000 men volunteered for this regiment, and the motto for this regiment was go for broke, which means do what you can, get it done. So actually in 1 year, go back to the 100th Battalion, sorry about that. In 1 year, the 100th Battalion lost 521 men out of 1,432. That's outrageous. Again, that's why they call it the Purple Heart Battalion, because it's crazy just how bad it was. So the 100th Battalion actually merged into the 442nd Regiment back in World War II. And so this became the first official battalion in this regiment. As for the reading side of things, why does understanding it better do for our reading of this novel? It is very, very important that we understand just how bad this was, because, characters in this story are living this. They are seeing the battlefield. They are enduring the gory side of things. And it's very important to connect to what the author is trying to portray in this book. Super important. The other question was, why did it feel it was important to know more about this event? Me being a part of the military, it's extremely, extremely an honor and a privilege to be a part of it. And luckily for me, I haven't been able, I wasn't in the battlefield. I've been behind a computer desk. So it's a different situation when you're out there and it's cold and it's scary and you can't sleep because guns are going off and you never know what's going to happen to you. And with being able to research this, just a small part of this war and these American Japanese men helping our country and dying for our country, it shows a lot. Japanese have a horrible reputation after Pearl Harbor, but these men are basically saying, hey, I'm Japanese, but I'm also American, and I want to help make this a better place and a safer place. And it did. in the reading, Happy would write him letters and would discuss the types of environment he sees and the gory sights, the intense training, and not being able to sleep at night. And he really goes into detail with what's happening in this regiment. I mean, they're out there. They're the combat team. They're at the front line, and he's showing this, and it's very, very, very sad to think that, you know, people actually saw these sites and still are able to handle day-to-day life. It's extremely crazy, but I respect these men and women and what they did for our country, and I hope you guys would actually take the time to research it yourself and see just how amazing these men and women are for, you know, doing the things they do, and basically putting Pearl Harbor as a reminder to push forward and to fight what you truly believe in. And it's incredible. This story is getting better and better. So I urge you guys to research more of the events because it is super interesting to know.